What's going on, guys? So today on this Shoky, not quite Quickie, but still gonna be cool, kind of action figure review. We're looking at the next of the Ronin warrior figures from Sentinel, and it is, of course, Rowen of the Strata. Now, the main reason this annoys me is because I think Rowen was actually the final Ronin warrior that was found after they got split up and lost. So the fact that he's the third release just slightly annoys me. I don't know. I mean, I could be wrong, but I mean, it's been like 20 some odd years, a little bit longer since I've watched the series. I have it on DVD. I should probably just watch it, huh? Either way, so there we go. This is Rowan. He's the dark blue one because we have two blue ones. We have Psy of the Torrent, which I'm looking forward to. They have not yet announced, at least from my normal retailers, Psy or Kento. But I already have the Inferno armor on pre-order, which I don't know if that's meant to be. I haven't looked, because if you guys know, way back when they released the old school Ronin Warriors things, I'll bring it up here on the screen. The Inferno armor came with someone named Hariel, which looked like Ryo, but with like slightly different hair. Like, I think it was like reversed or something like that. And of course, the Inferno armor, the wearer wears like dark blue armor underneath. But either way, so it's funny. I gotta wonder if the new version of the Inferno armor is coming with Hariel or just Ryo. Either way, because there was even the only time Hariel was mentioned was by Talpa when the armor first showed up, and that's it. Never again. No history of it. Never ever brought up again. So. All right, so we got Rowan Strata down here. You got his little arrow logo. You got this going on there. Really, really nice image. Also, I have a hard time picking which armors I like the most here at this point. Really nice side image here. He's all blue and stuff. And considering there were times where they were like glowing their colors in the series, that makes sense. Come to the back, and you've got... Sorry, I gotta move around my wires here. You got him here, just basically armored up, but no helmet. Then you got shooting the arrow, holding the thingy, got the mask on, just a nice pose in general. And then armor, and then Rowan. And you got Chodan Kado Ronin Warriors Rowan of the Strata. I'm probably saying that badly, but you know, it is what it is. And hey, look, you got whatever that means, and then you got the little guy with the toilet, and just 15 up. Hey, I'm right in the middle of that. Oh, look at plastics. Nice. ABS, PVC, PA, POM, and magnet. I'm not sure what POM is, but magnet. Yay. I'm aware of what magnets do. And then you can also call them, I guess, if you want to do that. I don't know. Come around here. Nice other image. Come to the top. Nice little arrow logo. Come to the bottom. Warnings and stuff. Now, there's still some plastic in here, but I did remove everything else so we can look at the accessories. And also the instructions, which I did open these. I know I had to open the instructions when I first got it because I could not figure out the proper way to deal with the bow folding up and storing. So I thought I had it, and then I was actually wrong. So here's your instructions, guys. Always read your instructions with high-end figures, because sometimes they'll do things you don't understand, and you will do things stupidly, and you might cause damage if you're not careful. So nice image in the cover. Of course, everything that's in the box. A whole lot of blue. And then how to apply the armor and or change out the faceplate, which we'll be looking at, of course, when we get to the actual figure. Here's applying the armor in what order, which is pretty neat. One thing I find interesting, they made magnets on the legs to hold the knee armor on, but they could have done the same thing with the chest armor. They chose not to. Like, they could have put magnets in the body or something and then die cast in the armor. I don't know. There's no die cast, so yoink the thing off, switch out arm pads, switch out arm pads, switch out hands, legs and stuff. This is the part where I got a little bit confused right here. Also, I like that it comes with this head that goes inside the armor mount, but it continues to have the little hair strip that comes in the middle, so he actually looks like a pirate. It's kind of cool. I guess when I get there, I'll have to see if you can remove that from the helmet. I haven't played around with that too much, if I'm honest with you. This will be probably the most I've handled the figure since I got it. There's your bow, all folded up and nice. And it shows you how to store it, which this is what I was doing wrong, which is funny. So, and there is switching out. Okay, so this is important. So this is switching out specific hands to be used with the weapons, such as the arrows. So that's important because he does have a bow. That means he has arrows, and he does have this. Now, here's the thing. I'm sure these instructions tell you what to do, but that literally just shows shove that over there. Now you actually have to get those fingers and that thumb around that handle, and we'll look at that, but it's not like a boop boop. Would have been nice if they did something like the Gundam hands do, where the fingers and stuff separate from the palm to make your life easy. I love that it shows swapping out, or I guess it's just removing that when you're messing with the hand so you don't end up like poking yourself, because there are spikies. And then there's how to attach things. Oh, I am a dummy. Okay, so you guys will see some footage coming up of the armor by itself, and this is a fail on my part because, well, I'm a dummy. So, all right. So there's that. Oh, and then we got some nice close-up images all around. Gotta love that. So yeah, he has this hand here, which is so strange. It's like a punching hand. Very interesting. So let's get that out of here. And we shall bring out the tray of accessories, because the first tray is the body, the main body, and the armor. The second tray in the thing is all of the accessories and whatnot. So gotta be careful. Gotta be careful. Also, just realized that little sheet of plastic is still sitting there. I have to get it. I don't want anything going flying, so I'm being very careful. Set this aside somewhere careful. Because with high-end figures like this, I make sure I save all the things. Alright, let me raise up the camera and look down at things here. Okay, so let's get that out of the way. And of course, I will show off how these things attach and whatnot later. So that's, don't fret. I'm just showing how they are in the box. So here's the arrow. The bow would obviously go there. This is where the blank body goes. This is where the stand goes. This is where this more or less goes. So this is the filler part. And then we have the different hands. We got expressive hands, the arrow, I'm sorry, the bow holding hand, the arrow holding hand, and this hand, which is the one I was confused about. Come here. So this one, apparently you can, oh yeah, pull that off and put that back in there. I'll show where that goes here in a second, because it's something I screwed up, and you'll see some continuity errors. It is what it is. And like I said, I play around with it a little bit. So he does have the kind of smirking face, which is nice. You do have the yelling face. They all have a yelling face. It's usually good for transforming and whatnot. The armored up face, where did it go? Oh, got caught in the hand. That's funny. Armored up face, which always looks really cool, but that basically closes around your face, and you gotta hope it misses your nose. The back of the hair for helmet version, I guess, which I guess I never use. And then there's the little tiny bit up front. All right, so let's set this aside for now. And I'm gonna put this on here because I didn't realize it was a thing. Once again, you'll see a continuity error here because of the way I'm filming this. So that actually is meant to go right there when you do the armor. So I'm going to take this off screen, and we're going to look at the figure himself of Rowen. Yeah, there we go. There we go, Rowen. Good to go. Look at that. Looks awesome. Zoom in a little on that face sculpt. And it looks very pretty. Look at the blue hair. Got nice blue eyes. Comes around. You got the bow that goes all the way around the head, or ribbon, I should say, whatever you want to call it. Headband. That's what I'm looking for. The head is on the same kind of stick/ball joint. Except this one actually works really well. The neck rotates at the base as well. So you can look down that far. You can look up that far. Looks good. Looks good. Shoulders. You've got the butterfly ball joint there. You can get all kinds of shoulder wiggle waggle. Straight up shoulder movement to reach up that high. Actually, given all this, I might have to darken this down just a hair. There we go. Bicep rotation, double jointed elbow. Good there. Same kind of wrist hinge joints there. So it swivels on both ends, and then it has a joint in the middle, and it can rotate the center as well. So just be careful when you're doing that, because that might end up with some really wonky wrist actuation. Of course, you got the ball joints all up in here. So ball joint down here, ball joint up here. Super ab crunch. Way to go. Now he's in attack mode with the shoulder pads flared out. Zoom out a little bit. Hips, just like the other guys. Do a nice Jean-Claude. His are really stiff going forward and back, so that's as far as forward as I can get it, but you can straighten out the leg. One thing that's cool is where they put that is that you can pull the leg forward and get your kick. And then your deep knee bend. It's perfect for a squat. Foot joint, ankle down, rotation, toe pivot, and the ankle thingy moves like that. Now, did I get, yeah, okay, I didn't realize. Yeah, it's rotating up here, so that's good. I think that Sage wasn't doing that, which is weird. Okay, and then of course you're going to swap hands and stuff. That's easy enough, but we'll be doing that later once he's armored up. So this part is perfectly fine. So let's bring in the other warriors while we're at it. So there's our lovely Ryo and our very angry Sage. Just like, guys, why can't you take this seriously? Because he's the serious one. And then Rowen just looking very pensive. Like, what's that up there? Yeah. So that's pretty much it. That's cool. I like these guys. He's still got loose hips and stuff, so that's kind of a problem. Over time, these haven't developed that, but I haven't messed with them as much. So we'll see what happens in the future. Now, we'll go to looking at the armor, and then you'll see that continuity error I was talking about. All right, guys. So here is the armor of the Stratus. That's Strata. Sorry, I'm getting my lock on mixed up. Which, considering he's an archer and shoots really far away, I mean, he's still kind of like lock on, but he's not green. But anyway, there's the armor, and actually on camera, looking far deeper blue. Like there's a little bit less purple going on there. I wonder if I can adjust. Is it going the wrong way? Yeah, it was going the wrong way. I was adding coolness. I wanted to add some other. Don't know. It's kind of weird. Didn't really find a different color. But either way, looking really cool. It does have the nice, gold kind of almost like vents in the front, and I like the light blue tracing around the edges. It's something different that this armor does to break up the darkness. Really nice gold horns. Of course, I got some crud on there, so it is what it is. Nice big diamond in the forehead, as it were. And I will say, maybe it's just because it's the newest one, but this armor is much tighter than his contemporaries. And you do have his arrow emblem here on the side. It looks good. By the way, it is molded and then painted, so it's not just a flat thing, not like a sticker. And you come around to the back, and you do have the bow mounted here. And I might have it on wrong. I'm going to be honest with you. Because I don't think I paid that much attention. So the cool thing is, his backpack is also where his energy arrows, so to speak, are stored. If you consider them being stored. So he reaches back, grabs an arrow, so to speak, and then all that. And then he also has his bow mounted to it. And of course, all of that can be removed, as we saw in the instructions. You can go backpackless, essentially, if you want to. It's weird because I'm trying to get him to sit on it flat, and he's like a little awkward, but I do love the fact that most of these things, most of the armors themselves, are all pretty much the same, like engineering wise, but like within that same engineering, they managed to make so many independent mold changes, which is why these are expensive, because you're not getting remolds and recolors out of these things. You're just getting the things. I think that's where the Armor Plus line from Bandai more than likely is just trying to recoup their money by giving you like a full-on metallic version versus the original, that kind of stuff. Oh, another thing that is weird. So with this, he has just a blank hand that has the kind of armor. We saw that in the extra packaging. So like you could remove that, I think, because that's completely molded in. So I don't know how you would do that. So I guess it's just what it is. So let's actually bring in the previous armors. and get them all on the Black Void, because it'll look cool. Come here. The hard part is, like, because they should have put a magnet in the chair or in the seat to keep them in place. Oh, that looks good. Man, they look good, especially on this all-black background. Oop, I just knocked my spudger on the floor. That is a really cool set so far. So, you know, we've got most of our rainbow going on here. We still have to get the other blue one, and then the orange one. And then, of course, the Infernal Armor is coming at some point. I think it's really strange that I think the Infernal Armor is coming prior to the other two warriors themselves. And there's no, as far as I've seen, no hide nor hair of any warlords in the future, but they're not exactly keen on, like, showing stuff ahead of time, which is really funny. So, I mean, like, when you have a set with Ronin warriors, you know, you have, what was it, 9? So you got 5 Ronin warriors and 4 warlords. So you have to get them all. And the warlords, I get it. There's so much more to them, essentially. You know, especially with extra armor, extra weapons, all that kind of nonsense. And of course, if they give us a Talpa, I hope they give us a Talpa that's oversized. Let's, like, double, because that would be badass. That would be super, super badass. But until then, we still got Armor of the Strata to look at. So let's armor up our warrior. Okay. So now it's time to go ahead and armor up our blue boy here. So we know the rules, and so do I. Sorry, I was watching Rick Astley memes. All right, let's see here. Let's come back to the handle here and just kind of very carefully remove the bow. Actually, I'm going to go ahead and remove the entire backpack. The entire backpack. Never mind, it's attached. I'm stupid. Okay. Remove the helmet, which is really friggin' tight. I didn't break that, but it definitely came apart. So, yeah, yeah, that's not supposed to happen. So you're supposed to be able to pull the helmet apart here. Okay, so that actually is supposed to happen. I was wrong. And this part is supposed to be in here. And actually, you're supposed to bring in the little tiny hairpiece. Like that. That's kind of funny. And for this particular test, as it is, or this thing, I'm going to put his armored face in there, just because it looks cool. And we're going to put the helmet back together. There's a lot of alignment bits there. Whoa. Whoa. Hey, put your face back in your face. I think it's interesting that there's 3 of these things, and they're all friggin' different. Also, I don't think that's where that's supposed to go. I think that's supposed to come out the side over there. Hold on. Is it? Where's it supposed to end up? Right down the middle? I think so. Like that. Hold on. I have instructions. Oh, that's not for use with that, I bet. I bet I'm an idiot. Let me check. No, look. Oh, maybe, yeah. It looks like there's one that you're not supposed to use it with. And, of course, it's that one. So, I'm a dummy. So, yeah. Don't use the hair strip thing with this face. For future reference, you might damage it like I probably just did. Okay. Otherwise, we'll use that. So, sticking with that. Go ahead and yoink off the normal head. Get rid of that. Strip off these. Yes, I know I'm doing things out of order. It's been a couple hours, actually, since I filmed the previous thing that I filmed. There's a lot of YouTube time travel happening in this review series because I'm filming things very, very differently. Pull the back of the hand off there. And this back of the hand I technically don't even need, so I'm just going to pull the whole hand off. Ah. He's like, yeah. Okay, and toes. Always got to get the toes, guys. The toes nose. Oh, flashing there. Okay, come on. Dang it. Okay, so sometimes it'll help to bend the toe up and out of the way. Okay, so we'll pull the shoes off of here. Now, I will say I've only done this guy once since I've had it, so it's a thing. Ow! That's pointy. Okay, need the back of that hand. I don't need this. So this piece right here that we saw me put on earlier, you don't have to do that for just normal usage. But if you're going to use the actual like punching fist hand, which is available as well, you want to switch to that. But we ain't doing that. We're going straight bow holding hand, arrow holding hand. So in case you're wondering, yes, the arms come off very easy on the bucks. Damn, come on. Damn, that one was in there. Okay, so since I already have this off, let's go ahead and split this guy. That is very disconcerting, by the way, when you have to do that. And now his armor is different from the others because it actually tabs in and around in a manner I completely forgot. Okay, like that, yes. So everybody else kind of plugs together and has a piece holding it together from the front and the back. Rowen does it from the sides. You can take that however you like. Okay. So, in fact, let's come in here and do the same thing as the back side. That's front side. Okay, like that. Oh, crap. Is it a straight cut or is it a curved cut that goes to the back? I wasn't paying attention when I pulled them off. Oh, no. Oh, it says left and right. I'll be damned. Is that an R? That is an R. Doesn't look like an R, but it is. Okay, so realistically, you just want to hook one side and kind of get it up in with the other like that. And do the same thing on the other side. So hook and drop in place. It's not a ridiculous grip, but it works. Okay, front side. Try to get the damn torso lined up proper. There we go. So there's front. Here's the back. And yeah, I thought that came off, but it clearly do not. It clearly do not. Okay, so hook that there. Hook it down from the top and push it together. And just get it. Whoa, hey. Apparently that moves around a bit. Don't it? Okay. Shoulder piece. This is the left side, I believe. Yep. There we go. Got stuck. That was weird. You saw that. Arm down. Shoulder in. Like that. Forearms. Shin armor / knee armor. And it is easy to not know which way to go here, but realistically, they've got these kind of tabs there, and the magnet is in there. It'll go on either way, realistically, but it'll just depend. Like, his fit kind of snug, and I'm not always sure, because sometimes it, like, wants to come up to there, but it is more shin. Okay, plug the feet on. The shoesums. I don't think I ever noticed how big the pins are just hanging outside of the foot there. Okay. So that's good there. Big dust ball. Always the feet. Always the shin armor. Always giving me troubles. Okay, so that's the right one. Or the correct one, rather. And then we'll go to this side. Excuse me. Excuse me, pardon me. All right. And back of the hand armor. Am I backwards? Oh, yeah. Like so. And then I'm going to knock everybody over. Going to bring in the backup hand here. So this is actually the arrow holding hand. I'll bring that in. This is going to be difficult to push on because that's going to make some blood happen. That really hurt, guys. And yeah, that's going to bleed. That's going to bleed good. So, grab the forearm that hurt me in the first place. And let's work on this arm right here. I'm trying to think, is this supposed to be... It's not held in place by the crotch armor, I don't think. But it is interesting that the crotch armor would be able to push it apart so easy. Like, that is just ridiculous. And they held together so nice before. Okay, so adjust all that, and we do have our head. We're going to just stab that on. Probably a poor choice of words from me, but you know, whatever. Ow. Oh, you know what? I used this hand, and that's not the hand I'm going with. I'm going with the bow holding hand. So here we go again. Why aren't you plugging in? That was a tight fit, guys. Alright, so let's pull this back off. And once again, I said, like, if they wanted to have the tab there, that's fine, but it should also include a magnet, I think, in my opinion. There it goes. That was not easy. Okay, so this is where it also comes down to the problem of the way the hands are designed, the wrists are designed. Okay, plug this back in. And something I was meaning to do earlier, just because. So I've got this part, and you've got the kind of squarish bit there, and then you have the other part. It's pretty easy to see which way it's supposed to go. So if you're not putting the bow on the backpack, you want that look. So, but if the bow is going to be back there, then obviously you're going to use this. And let me get the little hair piece out of the way here before I break it. And that was put on there by simply doing that number, but be warned, that's a couple painted pieces rubbing up against each other. So, you know, just be wary of what's going on. I was gonna say, now it's not going to come off right. Okay. So we're starting to see some of the issues with these figures, not to mention that this friggin' furball won't come off of here. A static cling, I'm guessing. You know, this little bit of plastic here might be keeping this foot from going on all the way. Okay, so now we've got him all armored up, and he looks good, as he should. I'm gonna get this thing out of the way here, as my finger is bleeding. My thumb, at least. Oh, I did forget his hair. Dang it. So he does have hair that you're supposed to put on the head, just like everybody else. And we can't have it be unfair with no hair. Seriously, though, the head really cinches up in there. Okay. Yeah, I see why that obviously didn't work out too well. Let's see here. There's a slot. Not there. How about I split the helmet and make my life easy? So that doesn't really come off. That's interesting. Like, it's one of the only ones where the helmet itself is, like, got the part of the head molded to it. Okay, come on. That goes in there, but it's not going. Is that it? The ridge would tell me otherwise. But, like, that's where that's supposed to go. Doesn't feel very secure, if I'm honest. So put that in there. Once again, he's a pirate. Okay. And plug all that together, and now let's just see how uncouth the head has become. Luckily, his hair is not very long like our other two friends that we've done so far. Alright. I gotta pause for a second. Okay, so let's take the bow here. Go ahead and unfold the top and the bottom. And of course, there's no string, so don't worry about that. And I believe it goes like this with the big pointy guy facing down. Got some paint rub there. Some bad nubs, so they're not too keen on that. At least they pinned these parts together, so they should stay together pretty nicely. Yeah, I'm just making sure that I'm right. I think I am. Okay, so now the hard part. Getting it into his hand. So once again, this hand is made for holding the bow, but the only real way to do that is to work it past the thumb and into the fingers. And like I mentioned, that wasn't supposed to happen. That broke. That's supposed to be glued in place. So that's supposed to be there. And this is meant to go around it. Fuck. Yeah, you can see that's definitely glued in there. So, well, that's something I'm going to have to do now before I can continue this review. So, like, that's not even going to hold, like, in any way, shape, or form. Like, that's just not even friction fit. So, this is why this was a poor plan, Sentinel. Like, had you made this the way, like, this is the way it was actually supposed to function, and made that a bit more robust, I could see this being the best way to actually do this. But now, it's ridiculous, and I can't use the hand as it's meant to be used. That is really, really stupid. So, like, if I cram it, nope, it won't take any lateral pressure, so I'll have to fix that off screen at some point. And in the meantime, I'll show how you use the arrow. So you have this notch here that I think is meant to go into the fingers. Like that? Yeah, I think that's what's supposed to happen. Trying to, because there's a pin hole right there that it's meant to go into, and it's got to be, there we go, like this. So he's meant to be holding the arrow as such in the bow like that, but for obvious reasons, he ain't holding the bow. He ain't holding shit because his hand is completely broken. And it's one of those things where it's like, hey, if you knew that that could be an issue, you probably should send more than one hand. Like, like, there's not even enough plastic there to actually fill in there. So I'm going to need to, like, fill that in with some glue and then hope to hell that stays together later. So I'll be back. Okay, and a little bit of Gorilla Glue later. It's actually a pretty quick bond. Fire trucks or ambulance going by. Okay, so let's try this very carefully now. Since it's already difficult enough to get the freaking hands on when they're not breaking on you. Okay. So that's that. Put the forearm guard back on. Okay, so here's the thing. I'm trying to get the wrist to rotate the proper way. Let's pull out the instructions real quick and see if we can't replicate a shot here. Okay, so let's go for the very specific shot there. So shoulder up. This arm is going to be up and back. And the arrow is going to be there. This arm has to be straight out, essentially. Head's going to be tilted forward. Arm straight. See, the problem is the wrist is facing the wrong way, and I need to go the other way. It needs to be in and out, not... There we go. Okay, so that's about correct there. And shoulder up. And we gotta get the head to tilt in and look that way. Okay, so we're almost there. We're almost there. So with this arm kind of straight. And we'll plug the feather back in. Okay, so we want this arm up as far as possible. And the wrist bent like so. And I think that is essentially what we're going for right there. Now, I have no idea what the rest of the stance is like, but I'm going to take a guess. There's like this bottom one down here. So he's holding it, but he's not holding it very tight, if I'm honest with you. And I'm scared to push it too far. Like, I want to make sure it's wedged in the fingers, but like, it's not the perfect deal. Alright, I think that's actually pretty freaking good, if I'm honest. Tilt the bow just a little bit so it's straight. So that's actually pretty nice. I can live with that. And I mean, you can replicate all kinds of different things there. You know, holding the bow, playing it like a violin, sort of using it as a normal weapon, or just holding it along with the helmet. So there's some cool shots you can do. I don't know, I'm thinking about doing the open-faced version with the hair poof thing. Let's try it. By the way, something I didn't cover is that the hair splits like this, and then the face drops out. So like, so unlike the other ones where it's splitting in a different way, so all of the faces split like that essentially. So you actually can end up with just the hair and the hairband, basically. There's that face gone. Let's add this face back in. Give me my little hair dealy. And we pretend that the hairband is there, but it's not. It's not there, Jimmy. Oh, yeah, that looks cool. That's actually better than the full-on armored face. Let's see if I can't get this neck in a different position. So the hard part is getting that back down once it's in a pose. Like that. so you can look down the bow. Tilt it just a little. There we go. I'm on board. Yes. That's awesome. So, I think other than the fact that he had that minor breakage issue there, definitely a good one. I'll talk about negatives here in a bit, but let's get the other Ronin warriors out here. We'll get Ryo, whose sword came apart there on me because he fell over. Go figure. Ryo fell over with his weak ass legs. And I mean it, like his hips are super loose compared to the others. And then there's Sage, who is still very awkward about having his gigantic sword. Like, it's still an awkward thing. So, I'll bring him in. Like so. Why does his helmet look like it's sitting so far up? Am I the only one who sees that? Like, it looks like the crest of his helmet is really freaking high. Maybe that's just me. Ryo's definitely looking like he's gonna fall. So, something's going on with Sage. I don't know what. Back up just to hear so I can see everybody. That's pretty cool. So, I guess I need to get some of that stuff that tightens up joints. I forgot what it's called. But I know a lot of people use it. So, I think I need to get some because his joints are really friggin' loose at this point. And I haven't really done much with him. He was on the shelf, just standing there for, a couple years. And then we moved. And, like, everything is just looser on him now. Just kind of sucks. So, but anyway, I think that ultimately, like, out of the three so far, Sage is most solid. Has not had any breakages on me at very least. Also, I haven't bled from the other two, but I've bled from this. And given how sharp these spikes are, seriously, guys, not for kids. Just be super careful. But yeah, he's a good one. I like it. Can't wait to get the rest of them. And the next one that is currently on pre-order, at least from BBTS, is the Inferno armor. So look forward to getting that one either into this year, or I think it might have got bumped to the beginning of next year. But the fact that we don't have Sai and Kento even up for pre-order yet is a little strange. But hopefully sometime soon. And I know that the Armor Plus versions are available, but I'm not mixing and matching. The aesthetics just don't work, because those ones have really strange proportions, and also the fact that they're metallic paint jobs and everything else like that. It looks very different from these that look like they pretty much just walked right off the page, which is strange because that's Bandai making those, and this is Sentinel. So I don't know. Alright guys, but I will catch you on the next one. Make sure you go watch the other two Ronin Warrior reviews if you haven't done so. And I'll see you then. Remember, as always, keep on nerding.